Maria back with another video. I'm up this morning and I was just printing out a few jobs, trying to keep myself calm. But anyway, I got this response on one of my videos. It's quite long and lengthy, really. And I wanted to respond to it only because I thought it sounded almost like kind of poetic in a way. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to read this off and then give you my response. This person goes by the name of Humble Revolver. He writes, or she writes, "He's ego, hiding behind your pain. Embrace the pain and you will win this game. Pain is the ego, for all suffering and sense of loss is a direct product of ego investment attachment. By embracing our life's seemingly crappy circumstances, it loses all power and sting. At first we resist our negative circumstances, angry, frustrated, and feeling wrong that bad things are happening to us and threatening our sense of control. However, if we take a breath and accept that it just is what it is, and while it may be a low point in our life, and it definitely isn't fun, it hurts and is a struggle, it will eventually pass and does not define us." Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put my comment in here. No, you're right. I mean, there's a lot of, these feelings are, I would say, they're valid, and it's not fun. But I think my concern is that this is never going to pass. I mean, what happened to me is just absolutely devastating, and it's terrifying. And I feel as though I have to rely on other people to be decent and kind, and I haven't received that. I haven't seen that displayed to me. So I'm going through a lot of nervousness, and you know, this sounds very New Agey kind of. I know in this paragraph, one of the paragraph below, I'm going to get to that in a minute, it mentions gnosis, knowledge of spiritual mysteries. And, you know, it's not that I don't have respect for, like, New Age or these sort of ideals. It's just that some of it is just overly simplified. But anyway, I'm going to continue reading this, and hopefully I can, you know, I don't know, make some sense of this. Anyway, we can say confidently, yeah, I'm experiencing a low. So what? Everyone in all of life has lows. It's built into the fabric of nature and the universe. It's just to be expected. Without them, life would be boring and lack relativity. The low points are not personal. They just are, free from judgment, neutral, and in no way, shape, or form define our soul, karma, or sense of self. What does define us, however, is how we deal with them. Now, how we deal with them. I think I dealt with this the best way I possibly could. I really do. I think I kept the greater good in mind. However, now some people would have said, you know, you should have sued the people who did this to you. Looking back, in retrospect, I kind of wish I did, because you know, I felt as though I handled the situation correctly, but now look at the situation I'm in. I mean, I had every right to sue this person, and I think maybe I didn't handle it correctly. I wonder. I wake up every day thinking maybe I should have sued this person. Maybe I should have, and I had every right to. I had every right to, whether it was prompted by my family or not. This person has caused me or contributed to causing me severe mental anxiety, stress, and all kinds of things. And that was not something that I felt was warranted, regardless. I was born into a family that just can't appreciate somebody who's different. And so they have to stir up problems with everybody. And with me, because even though they haven't seen me in years. So I just feel as though I handled it the correct way. That benefited everybody else but me, and so I think I wish I would have handled it a little differently in some ways. But anyway, these are just my thoughts. And okay, so I'm going to continue reading. And therein lies the power of realization, of humility, not needing to always be externally up or high, and our circumstances perfect. Regardless of circumstance, we can always be at peace and in bliss at the magic of life because we don't resist what is. When we get this, hilariously as it becomes just that, so what? And if we are struck by lightning, our mood can change from pissed off and trapped in negativity to one of laughing at how much life sucks at the moment, and guess what? That's okay. We fight that things aren't perfect in our eyes, but that's just all the con of the ego telling us it's not perfect. Everything is always working out for us, but only if we get out of the way and let it. If we stop resisting life's lows, we give it no power and thus become free and truly liberated. The circumstances may or may not change right away, but they won't need to because it doesn't matter anymore. Resistance implies that our life circumstances define us as a person. Under surrender and a non-attachment to the external circumstances implies gnosis of the illusion it truly is, thus giving it no power, the essence of transcendence. Like I said, gnosis, the meaning of that is knowledge of spiritual mysteries. By inflicting as much pain as possible on the ego, the opponent, he puts a quote, ego, comes forth to resist and is made readily observable. This is a great example of how we can use negative situations in our lives as an opportunity to see our inner dialogue. Resist and despises our life circumstances, thus making us suffer and unhappy. It is possible to be unmoved and potentially even happy and at peace in the face of seemingly awful circumstances? Oh, is it possible to be unmoved and potentially even happy and at peace in the face of seemingly awful circumstances? A part of me dies every time I think about it. These sick bastards are making me pay for my own pain. Why are they dragging this on? Why don't they just clean me out in one hit? They want me to suffer. You know, that's kind of funny. I like this particular paragraph. I'm not sure exactly what this person meant, why they wrote this, but I would say that I'm not happy. I think I'm at peace because I feel like I have a clean conscience in this situation. I'm not unmoved. I'm very, disturbed by what is really the meaning behind of all of this. It's very disturbing to me. And I do believe that they are doing things to make me suffer. And I'm suffering greatly for something, for taking care of them, protecting these evil doers. These people are evil. Yeah, they do want me to suffer. But one thing I am at peace, and I have come to certain realizations about people, and it has given me an understanding of it enhances the beliefs that I've already had established, and it also sets as a reminder to continue the path that I'm on. I feel as though my life path is on the right track because of how I view people. And so I will hopefully never be in this situation again. I can't control other people, but I can control myself. And so all I can really do is continue my life path and make sure that I'm aware of the evil of people. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And I'm at peace with that. I'm at peace with my belief system. Clearly, we see how the ego identity has attached itself to money, one of the most common and biggest attachments in our modern world. And losing it is causing him physical and psychological torment because it has come to form a deep sense of self. I don't believe that money defines me. I'm not a materialistic person at all, really. But I do want to live comfortably, and I do want to be able to pay my bills, and I do want to be able to stack some money away after each paycheck so that I can build up my savings plan for retirement. I am the kind of person, even when I made a lot of money, I still bought things at the secondhand store and that sort of thing. So I'm not materialistic. I'm very frugal, actually. But I don't believe that money defines me. I see a lot of materialism around me. I see a lot of people, flaunting it in my face that they have an iPhone and things like that. And by the way, when I was working, I had a job that gave me a cell phone for my personal use. I never used the iPhone. I never did. Okay, so there is something about this person writes. There is something about yourself that you don't know. Something that you will deny even exists until it's too late to do anything about it. It's the only reason you get up in the morning, the only reason you suffer the shitty boss, the blood, sweat, and the tears. This is because you want people to know how good, attractive, generous, funny, wild, and clever you are. Fear or revere me. Please think I'm special. We share an addiction. We're approval junkies. Now, I would say in the past that was true, and the only reason why I felt as though I needed approval is because I would sense that my social interactions were falling apart, and so I would try to do things to accommodate the people around me so that I could keep my job. But as far as trying to get approval, like some people go to try to seek approval to the point of changing their lifestyle to fit in with other people. This is something I will never do. And I don't believe that people should conform, unless, of course, you know, if there's a company standard, like, for example, you have a dress code or something along those lines. But I don't conform to other people's likes, taste, or whatever. I don't believe in pleasing other people. There's a danger in doing such a thing. And do I think that I have a lot to offer people? Am I self-confident? I would say I am a very self-confident person. I am. I believe I have a lot to contribute to the workplace. I have a good vibe about me. I'm very positive. I'm a very accommodating person. But as far as seeking out approval, there was a time where I did that, and I have learned that there is a danger in that. And this is I do have my own personal philosophies and beliefs based on my own experience, and I'm going to tell you the things that I personally believe have been true for me. Now, it's not for everybody to adapt to my personal philosophies, and I'm going to emphasize the word personal because nobody knows what it's like to live in my shoes. I am a different kind of individual. I'm a black woman, and I would like to think of myself as a very intellectual person. There's a lot of intellectual people out there. But for some people, I'm something of an, what's the word for it? Anomaly? I can't pronounce that word. Anyway, and after I turn the camera on, it'll just roll off my tongue, you know, anomaly, I can't pronounce it. Anyway, I'm a rare gem in my surroundings. Often that is the case. And I have seen that often because I am different, it does tend to generate a lot of ill treatment. Now, I'm not sure if that is because my family has egged it on, and I suspect that it has, because since they've been affecting my life pretty much my entire life, I don't know. But I will say that seeking the approval of other people is dangerous, and it should never be done. And so I've learned this. And I have learned that when you're in a mobbing situation, for example, which I've been in several, you know, the more you try to seek their approval, the more they make sure that you don't get it. So I'm very solitary. I seek solitude in just about everything that I do because it's safe, and contrary to popular belief, it is not. I know that a lot of people want to share themselves, meaning they want people to notice the things that they have and that sort of thing. But that is something that we need to learn how to resist. We need to learn how to resist, you know, being out about ourselves and be more reserved and share our true selves with people who are truly deserving of it. Because not everybody is deserving of the gifts that you have to offer. They're just not. They either don't know how to appreciate it, or they will use it for themselves and exploit you, or something negative. So it is a bad thing to ever seek the approval of other people. It is a very, very bad thing. Gold watch, okay. This person writes, "We are all in it for the slap on the back and the gold watch, the hip hop, the hip who fucking raw. Look at the clever boy with the badge, polishing his trophy. Shine on, you crazy diamond." Okay, he's quoting Pink Floyd here. "Because we're just monkeys trapped in suits, wrapped in suits, begging for the approval of others. If we knew this, we wouldn't do this." Okay. I'm going to say, when it comes to my job, yes, I am in it for my personal accomplishments. So if that means getting a slap on the back, I don't need a physical slap on the back or somebody to acknowledge my work. I'm very well aware of what I have to bring to the office. Do I feel better when my boss acknowledges that I'm good at what I do? Yes. Why? Because it gives you confirmation, okay? But like I said, this is not something that should be a showy display, for the simple fact that it can create competition, and it always ends up in some sort of nightmare. So, you know, like I said, in the past, I would say when I was younger, I liked getting the answer right in class. You know, I think a lot of people are like that. But through the years, you realize that this kind of stuff generates a lot of negativity. So no, I don't believe in that. Someone is hiding. Okay, this person continues to write. "Someone is hiding it from us, and if you had a second chance, you would ask why. Here we get to enjoy a crystal clear outline of the ego's obsession with specialness and its its need for external approval. We all love being the hero or heroine of our own life story, especially with endless social media opportunities to project some ideal version of ourselves, and so we must always beware of self-infatuation. Like a hungry animal, the ego is always wanting to fulfill its needs, and therefore tends to always be discontent and incessantly searching. The ego is rooted in illusions and thus in its attachment to the body, material things, and the external world. The ego is restless, is relentless in its pursuit for fulfillment and happiness, oblivious to the fact that it will never be found because it's already here now. Therefore, to begin to see this is to realize the question of self-inquiry. Why do we do the things we do? Who or what is so concerned? And if approval, happiness, and love aren't found externally, do they actually come from within me, from a source of inner decision and power? I like this question. Okay, so let me answer this question. Okay. Therefore, to begin to see this is to realize the question of, so why do we do the things we do? I do things for self-fulfillment. That's right. I buy clothes that I like. I wear things that I like. I do things that I do. I have hobbies that a lot of other people would roll their eyes at and find extremely boring. I believe in pleasing myself, okay? And by doing so, this does eliminate competition because I don't necessarily direct my goals and desires towards mainstream type things. As a matter of fact, I would say that being a social outcast in a way is kind of a wonderful thing because you can develop into your own thing. And what other people are doing or focused on, I'm not really aware of. So, you know, like for example, this hobby that I have of making like little furniture pieces or whatever, I do it for self-fulfillment, for self-enjoyment because I enjoy it. That doesn't mean that my siblings are going to enjoy it. Doesn't mean my mother's going to enjoy it. Doesn't mean a coworker or boss won't like it. Will like it. But you know what? I like it. So I do it because it gives my life joy. Who or what is so concerned? Okay, that's obviously me. And if approval, happiness, and love aren't found externally, do they actually come from within me, from a source of inner? Yes, I do believe that. I do believe that I approve of myself. But I do realize that external approval has to take place to some extent. And that's why we have things like, you know, when you work as a team, for example, some people have a dress code, you know, and I think dress codes are good for some reasons. And I do think because, for example, if and when I get a job, I prefer to stick with, I'm going to stick with regular classics, you know, regular slacks, sweaters, things like that, because any sign of and that's why I think a lot of schools go to wearing uniforms, because a lot of signs of individualism can create competition among people. That's just how it is, okay? And so in situations like that, in order to calm down people or not create animosity or tension, I've learned my lesson. Forget all that. I'm just going to wear straight classics, you know? And if it's the jeans that people wear, then I wear jeans, you know, or maybe like a basic skirt or something, but for the most part, conservative attire, business attire is what I will be wearing. And I think that that's the best way to go in the office because it helps promote a positive environment. So, will I get approval that way? I would think if you do things that people can't reproach you for, then that's fine. You can do whatever you want to on your own time. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. But that's the only kind of approval that I seek. I seek approval of my work ethic. I seek approval of my ability to be a part of a team, period. That's the only thing I seek approval for. Anything else, to me, I shouldn't be evaluated on anything else. And I'm a friendly person, that sort of thing. And so I do think that that's what I have to try to seek that kind of approval by following guidelines. But as far as trying to seek other kinds of approval externally, I think it's a foolish thing to ever do something like that. You know, it just is. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. This is all that person wrote. I believe in taking care of oneself, focusing the self, on yourself and indulging in the things that you like to do. And I avoid competition at all costs. I had a boss, the job that I was talking about, and her husband came up to me one day, because I tend to gravitate towards clothing styles that are funky, okay? I'm not going to wear any funky clothes to work anymore. I would just be wearing standard classics. But on the weekend, Maria's a weekend warrior. She's got to wear her little funky clothes. But, what I mean by funky clothes, I'm going to say, I like a lot of 70s prints, a lot of bold, wild, big collars. I dig that stuff. I dig it big time. And, her husband came up to me and he said, well, you must want attention because you're all dressed up today. And I realize that I'm different, okay? I realize that, I'm just wearing the kind of clothes that I like. I don't necessarily want other people stopping, looking in my office. That is very disturbing to me. And some people would think they're projecting what they feel. And he even told me, he said, well, my wife wanted a red car because she wants other people to see her in it. Okay, I realize when people see stuff, like if some people would look at her in that red car and feel envy or competitiveness towards her. And those feelings, why would I want to generate those kind of feelings? I don't think that that's something anybody with half a brain wants to know. Now, a lot of people don't realize that's what they're doing. They're not making friends when they're showing off. And that's not to say that there's nothing wrong with the red car. If you want a red car, you like a red sports car, some people just buy things that they like, okay? And I'm one of those people. Like, for example, I like a lot of muscle cars from the 1970s. I think they're awesome. Do I care? I mean, I don't know how other people perceive those, especially other women. But I would get that car and I would drive it for my own personal well-being or my own personal enjoyment. I'm not doing it for competition. And that's what a lot of people do. They tend to project their personal beliefs or what they themselves would do onto other people. So just because, I was wearing that cute shirt, I was just wearing clothes that I like because that's the kind of stuff I like. In his mind, to wear something like that, that must mean that you want attention. And I'm going to tell you what, I break down when I get too much attention. I don't like it. That's one of the reasons why this gang stalking issue has created such an emotional drama for me, because I'm not used to it and I don't like it. And so, no, I don't believe in doing things to get the attention. I don't believe in creating competition. I believe in an equal balance of approval, meaning that you have to conform to certain work standards in order to get along with the workplace. That's one of the reasons why they have school uniforms in school, because people find any reason to pick and prod and peck people for whatever. So in order to just reduce that, then just wear conservative type clothes. And then do what you want to on the weekend. That's all you can do. So when it comes to, you have to show that you're cooperative, and that's how you have to get approval, okay? As far as getting approval in any other way, like, for example, listening to music that you don't like so you can be friends with that person, that's a waste of time. It really is. That doesn't benefit anybody, because it's not a true friendship. You're not building relationships on the right foundation, and that's too much self-sacrifice. And every time you sacrifice your own personal well-being for a relationship, you're already in trouble. So anyway, thank you for commenting on my video. I'm not sure, you could very well be a perp, because it seems like a very long, lengthy comment for somebody who doesn't really know me very well. So I'm going to ask that, I'm trying to move on from all the perps in my life, trying to, start fresh and, hopefully meet new people. So I really want to sever ties with all people that I know. So, I hope that this video satisfies your curiosity. And I'm going to end this video now. Have a great day. Bye-bye.